anyways, welcome back everybody to episode 72 of the download queue. It's a wild start. We're coming at you June, 15th? Beautiful Sunday. It's a beautiful Father's Day to our one and only Kyle Ledoux.
Yeah, why
Spending
am I
it with
not
us instead of
centered?
your
What are you
kid.
doing to me? Yo, whoa. I
Whoa.
take care of my kid like most of the time. Jesus. Can I have an hour? God.
Daddy needs a break.
I guess that's fair. You got me. I am hanging out here. But no, yeah, thank you. It is Father's Day. My second one as a father. Well, she's still young where it's like, it is what we do. It's what we make of it. Like, but definitely next year, he should be like making stuff. We'll be doing crafts.
Yeah.
And like by that point, that's when I think, it'll start getting the little stuff and being like, oh, this
This is
dumb
what it's
draw.
about.
It's very simple. Oh, thank you. It's the fourth one I've gotten in the last minute, but thanks. Oh, kids, I love them. They're great. So typical day, easy day, nothing too long, bad. It's hot. It's like 90-ish in California. I know it's hot for you too. And look at us. We both wore like light shirts because it's so hot out,
Mowing that lawn like the dad I am, totally not,
Yeah, my lawn's dead, so can't mow dead grass.
To be the full dad, I got like brand new lawnmower a couple weeks ago. It's a life-changing experience. My last one was used for like $20 on Facebook Marketplace. Bought a brand new one out the box.
Yeah.
I'm zooming.
Oh yeah, that's a fresh cut. Yeah. The first cut on it, that's fun.
Get the white.
Are you oiling it? Are you cleaning it?
I'm not that. No, God, no. Bag up the clippings. I do a little pattern back and forth. I'm not good and fancy. My yard sucks, so it's like the little spots it is good. It looks good, but welcome to Yard.
It's also
podcast.
Yep, that's what we're doing now. No, but fun.
We're your new favorite place for all things gaming news, reviews, discussion, topics, whatever else is going on in the gaming landscape. I am so excited to get into this episode this week because I feel we've been talking, we've been streaming, we've been playing a lot the past 2 weeks. But as far as having a normal show, it's been a while. This is like a nice post-summer Game Fest cleanup episode, catching up on games we're playing. I've been playing some Steam Next Fest demos. We've still been playing Switch 2. There's a lot going on, a lot to cover, a lot to talk about. Where would you like to begin, my dear sir?
I think we should talk about like the farthest thing from that happened. Like SGF, I feel like happened and we all moved on from it.
Yeah.
It was like the first thing that happened last week, and then we got Switch 2s and then Xbox on Sunday. But I also feel like SGF as a whole, Summer Games Fest, Friday, Jeff Keighley's show, about 2-ish hours, I just feel like it lacked, right? It was just like, all right, here's some cool stuff. If like it hit for you, like it might have been a really, really solid show, but as a whole, even listening to other people talk about it, it seems like as a whole, the industry was just like, oh, there's Summer Game Fest, some really cool stuff, but nothing like, whoa, blew you out of the water. As like last year, it just felt like both shows, Xbox and SGF, had more. It felt more bigger. It just felt a little subdued. I don't know what got announced at SGF. I watched it. It might be because of that I don't retain a lot of the show. But ultimately, I'm like, yeah, just solid show, but nothing for me that I was like, oh my gosh. Was there anything out of Summer Game Fest that got you that you remember or you want to talk about?
Not really, which sucks. But like I said, even when we were done post Xbox show, I kind of felt the way for Xbox too. Like, there's a couple things here or there, but like when we were live reacting to SGF, I was their joke throughout. It was like the biggest pop I had was for Ichiban and Sonic Racers. Like, and after it was just downhill from there. But like, I mean, that's okay. It's not everything has to be for us. We did get the Resident Evil 9 announcement. That new Scott Pilgrim game, I'm sure people like that. Our creators got a release date. New to look at Onimusha and stuff, but there wasn't like... It's what I said going in, where I'm like, I wanted a lot of new announcements with the year being kind of empty now, and we didn't really get that, sadly. So going into the rest of the year
Yeah.
now, it's filling in a little bit, but I'm like, there's not the rest of the year. There's not like a major thing that like I'm super jacked about. Honestly, like I'll pick up and play these, but
Yeah, is that the Grand Theft Auto goal now? Everyone was just avoiding it in general. We'll never know. But yeah, I'm scrolling through like a list of stuff too, and I'm like, yeah, there just wasn't like a lot for me personally. Resident Evil is a franchise that I just never got into. I did play Resident Evil. I streamed part of Resident Evil Village. I mean, the big lady. Come on, come
Lady
on,
Dimitrescu.
come on, come on. We all have to listen to her. But like, I didn't beat it. I just don't vibe with those games. So it doesn't do anything for me. Uh, One thing that does, but it wasn't something that piqued my interest at the showcase. It was at IGN Live where I watched two developers talk about it for one of their on-stage session things, and that's Wu-Tang: Rise of the Deceiver. I don't, dude. I've never listened to a Wu-Tang song on purpose. Like, of course, I most likely have heard it casually or on the radio or somewhere, right? But I couldn't tell you anything about the music. I don't have any downloaded, but hearing it at IGN, hearing them talk about it and what the type of game it is, you're making your own character, and the way they are kind of bringing in the Wu-Tang lore, and that's their words, into this game. I'm like, this is interesting. It got me intrigued by it, and I do want to listen to some Wu-Tang stuff. But again, that wasn't even at SGF that got me. It was listening to developers talk a little more in depth with it.
I'm curious on. I want to know more on the backstory of that because I remember. I don't know if you ever saw, but I feel like it's been 2 years now that that's been talked about, and it was supposed to be published by like Xbox. Like that was supposed to be an Xbox partnership release at one point in time, and then it died out for a year, and then magically showed up again this year. So
yeah, it's a Brass Lion, a newer thing.
Yeah, like I got hyped because I thought when we were watching, I was like, "Oh shit, we're getting a new Def Jam." Nah, no new Def Jam.
No, yeah, Brass Lion Entertainment. This is their only game on Steam at the very least. So either their first or very, very, very early on. They're one of their first projects. But the way they talked about it there just sounds like they had a good idea and concept, and they had a couple of things, but they met with, who is it? Ghostface Killer. That's the member of Wu-Tang that's really involved with this. But they were saying that a lot of them are involved and have input, but it's Ghostface Killer specifically who was a big driving force behind the game. So he said he got real down with the concept that one of the concepts they pitched, and they kind of just went from there, and they're building it with them involved. So it sounds like, it's something I don't think we've seen before in games, right? So I'm very intrigued by it, and yeah, I should listen to some Wu-Tang. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I don't think it's that crazy of a thing.
I mean, it's like a 2D brawler, isn't it? Kind of. If I remember, I'm trying to pull
3D.
Okay.
Yeah, 3D brawler, but it's cool. You make your own character, so I like that aspect of it. Yeah, I just see. I mean, the music for one thing is going to be insane. So like, I'm already on board with that. But the fact that it's also going to have elements of like Wu-Tang songs in it too, like how cool to be a fan of Wu-Tang that you're getting this, and it does look like a solid game. So hoping for the best of that one.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Ish. Yeah, you want to show off a little?
See a little gameplay here. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the Midwest. I don't Wu-Tang here. It's completely out of my loop. Like, I get it. They have, like you said, the lore. Like, it's an actual thing with them and albums, and like, there's like cult following behind it. But it is a 3D thing. Huh.
Yeah, so that one piqued my interest again. Yeah, you thought it was something else, but hearing them talk about it was what really got me a little more intrigued by it. Sounds like a cool game. Game of Thrones had a game that piqued my interest, but it's an RTS, and I personally don't like vibe a lot with real-time strategy games. I'll play them for a little bit and then I'll hop off pretty quickly. It's like I want to like them. There's just something about it that I just can't get into them. The idea though of taking over, and I mean, this trailer, the announcement trailer showed characters with the likeness from the actors of the show. So hell yeah, I want to control an army where I have Jon Snow, Kit Harington running around and doing whatever I want. It's like that sounds so damn cool. Of course, like I love that world, and they ruined it by a weird ending that should have been 2 seasons, not 3 episodes each. Stilly, right? Oh yeah, real time strategy game. Is it actually going to be good? It's an IP tied to Warner Brothers. You know how Warner Brothers has been doing. So, is this like just cash grab? Like we're just going to throw something on IP? We'll see.
Well, that was when it started. We both were like, "Oh, this is that weird phone thing they announced at the Game Awards," and I straight up got up and left. I was like, "I'm taking my break right now because I don't need to see this." And I
Yeah,
came
you
back and
did.
like, it was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's a cinematic though too.
Yeah.
Also, I totally at the beginning they said a real time strategy game, and then I totally forgot that halfway through the trailer, and I was like, "What is this? Is it going to be a strategy? Ugh, I don't know. It'd be weird." They already told us what it was. I know. Hey. I'll go for it.
I want to jump. Yeah, there was one. I looked at the list. I forgot this was here. I was already excited for it. But learning more since the trailer and seeing more people dive in, I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm in. They did have the new trailer for the Ryu Ga Gotoku new game that was announced at the Game Awards last year under Project Century. Got a new trailer this time this at Summer Game Fest with a full name of Stranger Than Heaven, which I was like, okay, I'm sold. I don't need to see more already. Like this is so far out, but I'm gonna buy it day one. Um, I've seen people go back now and compare the trailers. The first trailer at Game Awards was set in like late 1800s, and this one was like 1930s or something, and it's the same person. It's like, oh, there's weird mixtures of time travel there. They're kind of alluding to it being some otherworldly demon creature with the main character's eye or whatever. And so guy straight up asks if he's a man. I'm like, and he's like, I don't know, am I type thing? It's like there's a weird string of intrigue there that I'm like, I was in already. You had me, but I'm like, oh, we're going kind of weird with this, and I'm down with that because the weirder that studio is, the better. And having a whole kind of possibly supernatural spin on their formula, all in. Mute
Thank you. Sorry.
it.
It doesn't do much for me. So, yeah. Outside of that, I mean, last one, Arc Raiders got a date, but I played a couple rounds of it in the beta and thought it was cool. I'm honestly more interested in Marathon purely because it's Bungie and I played Destiny. So like, invest in something else that also like, I don't know. It just didn't grab me, and I'm not a big extraction person, so. It's good though. We got a date October 30th for it. PC, PS5, Xbox, and all that. But we don't have a price or anything, so still waiting on that. But at least we know it's this year. Marathon's supposed to come out. Sidebar tangent. Leaked / confirmed that Bungie internally confirmed that they're hoping at the latest spring 2026 for Marathon. Hasn't been officially delayed, but there's some stuff like someone said like internally this is what they're hoping for this year or by no later than spring 2026. So I expect in the next month at the latest to get some news on that. I don't think we see Marathon before October 30th. In my opinion, I don't think they can release it unless they're hiding so much from that closed alpha. But yeah, again, doesn't do much getting a date outside of what it might mean for other games.
Which I'm curious if the October thing, if that's going to do more to hurt or hinder it in the end. Like you're either doing it too early or it's not ready yet, or you're waiting and launching next to Arc Raiders and everything else in the fall, which that's a tough spot to be in. I don't want it to be another Concord situation, but I'm curious to see if it does launch kind of mid, or are they going to give it longer time to breathe and develop itself? And it's a weird thing to watch.
Interesting to see if they. It'd be interesting if they. You're talking about Marathon, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page and to clarify for people. It'd be interesting to see if they release it into like an early access type thing. I don't know if any PlayStation titles are doing that or have done that. We've seen Xbox do that with their stuff and it finds success. And even you could say the way they have their titles, eventually they put them on PlayStation. It's like they figured it out in the long run. It could release and they could just be real open and honest. Like this is early out. Like this is not finished. We're going to make this with you. But I don't even think that solves the issue of the art theft that went on. I think that is a bigger issue, and I think that type of delay can't be solved um, by putting it in early access, unless it just looks like shit all of a sudden.
Yeah, looking
Yeah,
up
it'd be interesting for that.
PlayStation allows like early access for third party stuff, but nothing first party so far.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'm very intrigued to see that. But yeah, that's not SGF there. But yeah, outside of that, I don't got anything else that really got my attention.
There was I messaged you after when we were done watching. Let's see if I can find it here for everything they had. That we watched the wrong show entirely. Because we went off of Summer Game Fest being like, oh whatever, this is bad. And then Wholesome Direct happened right after. And that show was a banger, it sounds like. I'm like, damn. New stuff for Toem 2 was there. They did do the first gameplay reveal of the game from I believe the Thirsty Suitors dev that we played last year. Their new title announcement, like Wholesome Direct was wild. So if you're looking for more stuff, check that out because I was kind of looking in back and forth as the day went on. It's like, damn, they really killed it on this. Which sucks because there's so many showcases now happening around that time where I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, next game,
Yeah, well,
Thirsty of Drinkbox, next game that they announced at Summer Game Fest was there. Escape Academy 2 was announced there, so.
Some good stuff. Yeah, I gotta get into some more wholesome games.
The cozy games.
That should be one I should watch actually to find some new stuff.
It's good. Also that weekend, you mentioned it already, IGN Live. You were there, second year in a row. You went, you came,
Yes.
you saw it, you quite literally conquered. You pet some butts. How was it? How was it compared to last year? Did you what all did you get to play? Because you did tell me some, but we haven't had a full discussion yet.
Yeah, I wrote a script for a video. I have to write a description and shit and then watch it one more time. So I haven't released that yet. I have a script for it. So all my notes are at. But yeah, it was a great time. IGN Live. It took place in the same exact venue as last year, the Magic Box at the Reef in downtown LA. Fun time to be in LA that weekend when everything kicked off, but you would never have known there were riots going on in LA at the same time. Like it was insane. It's a protest. All of LA was fine and whatever. we're here. But so it's still in the same place. They expanded this year though. Last year they mainly used 2 rooms and had an upstairs room with the theater to watch panels. That's where I watched the Xbox showcase. But there really wasn't anything else up there on the second floor. This year they fully utilized that room. It was the same space as the gameplay room from last year. So they like doubled the space that people could get hands-on with stuff. Probably more than that, honestly. The room up top was bigger in general. So that really helped like traffic and flow and everything. And that just felt a lot better for me personally. I think last year felt chaotic and definitely felt like the first time doing it. This year, yeah, they're in the swing of things. That's like logistical stuff. It doesn't really matter, but it's what I notice and call out. They had a ton of stuff like games and stuff like the cat butt, like you're talking about. They had this game called How to Pet Your Cat. That game just has a giant fluffy butt, and the whole point of it is just to go pet the butt and find the sweet spot. And that's like the crit spot. Essentially, you're playing a 1v1 game where every time you tap, you're doing damage to the player you're playing against. And you have to find the crit spot to do more damage, and you have to move around the butt to find the right spot and get the most points and such. It's very fun in person to have a giant, I mean, this thing's huge, giant butt there, nice and furry, and you're spanking the cat butt. It's fun. But they also were doing surveys and like trying to asking what price range would make sense for a type of controller for this. We're thinking of like keycaps, so you just stick it on your keyboard and boom, there's a little cat butt. They were thinking of doing like controllers like in your hands and such. So a couple different things to bring it into the home, because it's something I've seen a lot of time, multiple times at events, not personally, but people posting it. You know, I've seen the cat butt multiple times. throughout the past year and a half, I feel. How do you bring that home? So they're trying to figure that out. So we can, pet a cat but at home. It's a fun little game there. But a lot of stuff like that. What else do I want to call out there? Let me scroll through.
Was there?
I think go for it, please.
You give you time to think. So they had obviously the Expedition cast there. They had a bunch of other panels for shows and movies and other games going on. Were those strictly kind of the interview segments they showed online, or was there like Q&A sessions you could do? Were you able to actually talk to anybody, or was it just pure like come and watch us do these shows live?
So anything that was online live, they had two stages: the main room stage, which you had up with the Expedition cast, and then they had a showcase stage that was off in the other room, where I watched the Claire Obscure cast watch someone speedrun it. Those were all like posted and live on IGN.com, I believe, at the time. Either way, they post it. But there's that theater which has panels, and that one is not posted live. So like, I didn't go to any this year because I didn't go Sunday. Just people got sick and whatnot, and then stuff going on. I was like, whatever. But there was just no panels on Saturday that I was really into, except the first one, which was the Claire Obscure cast talking about the game and everything, and maybe a sneak preview of what they're doing next. Dude, that was the first thing on Saturday. That was the first thing. Of course, that thing was packed. I got there. I didn't realize until the day before. I was like, oh shit, that sucks. I wish I would have known that, but no way I was going to get in line because everyone buys a VIP ticket to go both days, which means $40 as opposed to 25, and you get a t-shirt. Hell yeah, I'm spending $40, even if I only go one day. But everyone was in the VIP line, so it took forever to get in. I got there like 9:15, 9:20. It opened at 9, and like I didn't get in till after 10. We were just standing in line waiting, and that's something they have to figure out because the pricing I love, but just let us in. Like get us in faster. The fact that the people who pay more like missed out on a good chunk of the show because they didn't get there early enough. Like, come on, we shouldn't be getting in after 10 when there's zero line in the standard line. There's just it's empty. Anyways, yeah, that's how the stages work. Sorry.
It's good. I'm curious on the Expedition thing now. I just saw it on the schedule too, as you mentioned it, that they're sneak peek at new stuff. I'm like, I haven't seen anything leak about that, so I'm surprised.
Yeah, I just imagined it was something like a wink, wink, nod, nothing crazy. Otherwise, yeah, I'd be everywhere. Maybe maybe they're doing more DLC. No, I haven't heard anything. So, but overall, IGN Light, it's a really, really, really cool event. Again, the price point being what it is, $25 for one day or $40, and you get a shirt and a bag and a couple other things, and then you get to go both days. It's just a really cool event. I haven't gone to any other type of gaming event, just haven't been able to accept this. So this is awesome to me. Definitely can have more. They did expand. It did feel bigger. I didn't hear anyone this year say, is that it? Last year, definitely people were like, is this it? But again, I kind of was in different spaces this year. But yeah, I'm just excited to see what they do. They definitely need more. I would love to see like more board game or like Magic stuff and like an area for people to play that type of stuff. Because I don't know, it just isn't that right now. But the space they're using would make that hard. So we'll see if they do it next year. But overall, they didn't really do anything crazy. The biggest thing is I got to play Mario Kart with Rebecca Valentine and Chelsea Green. That was something that just happened and was really, really cool. Other than that, though, pretty subdued, pretty simple experience. Fun time. If they do it next year, highly recommend going. 100% highly recommend it.
I'm surprised that more live stuff like this hasn't started happening. We saw like there's the Xbox community thing for their showcase got together, but with E3 gone and PAX being in very specific places, I'm surprised more people aren't doing smaller events for fan community engagement and stuff, which may be wild on my part, but like I grew up watching like YouTubers and stuff go to PAX and go to events like this, and it was a huge thing. And like to me, in my mind, for my neck of the woods, I'm like, this is like a major thing for our kind of community to have and branch out and just explore with people with. And now it's, oh, we're backing off because obviously things cost money. This shit's expensive to do, but it's, I mean, it's IGN live now, and that's kind of your only thing over there now for fan stuff because the rest of it's all developer showcases or CES or whatever it is. So
Yeah. And even then, like, this is a fan event, right? And then you know that play days are going on at the same time. So there's just like, it feels more of like something being shoved to the side and just like IGN is doing something where it's like, all right, like this is something that's really important and it helps build community and reiterate and reinforce that a community is there and it is diverse and it is more than what you see online when you're there in person, seeing people lose their shit over something. You're like, did not realize people love Final Fantasy that much. That's just throwing something in there, right? Not having gone to these type of events, it's super fucking cool. So yeah, I hope you hope I would love to see more fan events open up. It's awesome that Ben Kenobi, I think is the guy. Maybe I'm not the yeah. Got a bunch of people to make a fan event for the Xbox showcase. Like that's awesome. Definitely would love to see more shit like that, but you don't want to see the big people just say bye. We're not going to do it anymore. It's like shit, but someone's got to pick it up. So
yeah,
shout out to them and shout out to you starting your own thing out there in bumfuck nowhere.
invite us. We'll show up.
No, I'm saying you're going to start it.
Oh, me, yeah. Let me get my 20 people up here to get together. It takes a
Dude,
village.
that's a lot. That's a lot of people there.
It takes a village.
Acting like you're in the middle of nowhere.
Bro, it's bad.
Yeah. But yeah, super hope they keep doing it. It's a great event for sure. I guess it does mimic kind of the SGF feeling and the Xbox feeling of just like, was there really anything crazy? Anything that I'm like, like I only ended up going one day, so maybe I didn't miss out. And I did play and meet Chelsea Green. But talking about what was there, it is just like a fun celebration as opposed to, am I going here to cover it? Can I go here to cover it? Is there anything to actually cover? You know, those are some questions.
Let's say you kicked Chelsea Green's ass in Mario Kart. That's like a personal trophy.
I did not kick her.
What?
I mean, I didn't kick her ass.
Damn.
I beat her, but it was. I don't know. It was a blue shell at the last second, and I just swerved around it, and she didn't. So we ended up, all four of us, 1, 2, 3, 4. We were the top 4. So
nice.
very, very close race. So, hey, if Chelsea ever wants to rematch, you'll lose again, but I'll do it. I'll do what I must.
I will defend my honor on the track.
Have to.
Speaking,
I beat all the people who never played it.
Jesus. Speaking of things to pick up, like live events like this, something you all could be picking up later this year is the Xbox ROG Ally. That I would argue at the time felt like kind of the biggest thing from SGF weekend that was announced. As far as hardware wise, as far as, I mean, just everything compared to games. We were hyped. We were excited when it was announced. There's been some leaks, there's been some stuff. And at this point in time, I am completely confused about this console / what it is. I've seen some people say on one side that this is a completely nothing burger and you can buy a ROG Ally and it does the exact same stuff right now. I've seen some people say that this is a nice stepping stone for where we're going as far as where they're putting power space and where things are running off of on the ROG Ally, so it is actually a worthy upgrade. I've seen some stuff about leaked prices, and right now I have no idea what the hell is going on. Do I need a ROG Ally in 2025? Xbox X ROG Ally, whatever the hell the name is. Someone tell me, please.
No, you don't like cloud gaming. Not that you don't like it, it's not a reliable use case for you.
Yeah.
So no, because this is a PC and it lets you access your Game Pass library, not your PC Game Pass, your Game Pass library through the cloud. It's on their website. It definitely is something they didn't want to say outright in that thing because they knew people would view that in the wrong way and make it more negative than it actually is. Because it's not an Xbox handheld, right? This isn't an Xbox handheld. But it says stream with Xbox Cloud Gaming, stream games with cloud, including select games you own or buy. Yeah, it's not You just get access to your library. You can stream your games. So your PC games and PC Game Pass games will download, I'm pretty sure, natively. That's what it definitely sounds like. But if you think your console games are, you are wrong. That's not how it works. This is not that. This is just an official, beefed up ROG Ally X partnered. It's the Xbox Ally.
It's for everything from what
Did
I've
I answer
seen,
your questions?
it does. I'm still like it sucks. It sucks coming off of it. Like I said, we were excited. Like this was the oh shit they're doing it type moment. Like oh native downloads. That's the word I wanted to hear. Now it's you get PC Game Pass, and it's like you can buy a Steam Deck right now and get PC Game Pass on the Steam Deck, which like I get that's kind of jumping through hopes, right? It's not native on the thing. It's not saving back end resources to run stuff like that, which is kind of a big thing if you're a big tech guy. Then it is like this is exclusively. Other than that, if you have Play Anywhere games, then you're good. Like those things are good, from what I'm understanding. So I'm like, awesome, that's cool. And then I had looked, because you can look on the app. In my games, I currently have 1,225 games for my Xbox account, and as soon as I hit Play Anywhere, that drops down to 275. Which I'm like, that's a huge drop. Obviously, you're not playing all these games all at once. People aren't touching these games for years, but I'm like, what are the big ones that I do play that aren't there type situation? It's like that feels like another hurdle now to on top of the cloud gaming, on top of everything else. Now it's are you losing this game? Are you losing this game? XYZ game. But it's just
Are you losing it though, or are you just you can't play it on your handheld
on
PC?
that device. Yeah, you can't losing
You're
access
not
to it on that
losing it.
device. It's like, that's what I'm like. Again, it's the games I even care about are going to play, but I'm like,
this isn't a problem next year when they release just one UI across everything. And they're like, we don't care where you bought it, how you bought it, what you did, how you licked it. We don't care. It's an Xbox. You play the game anywhere. It's yours. Like, who knows if that's what if they can do that eventually. It's definitely a tech limitation, but it's funny. Yeah, I closed my Xbox Ally page. That's what I was confused. I was like, I'm missing something. Yeah, I just don't understand. This is exactly what kind of expected, and especially when Xbox beforehand says, "Hey, we are sidelining our handheld for now." My internet's weird, so I'm pausing.
he's pausing.
Okay, I think we're good. Sorry about that. Since they paused the handheld anyways, and like, did we expect this to be native console stuff? I didn't. That's a hope, but I don't think it also is a detriment to it.
No, again, it's I don't know, it's messaging again because the trailer, like it said, the trailer sets it up to be this good thing, and everyone's like, yeah, it's you have this already.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Essentially, like I said, there is some things where they took out like the actual Windows OS on the back end essentially, so it's loading into it instead of running it in the back, so that saves up some power. Technically wise speaking, I've seen that it is pretty like across the board, just better hardware wise from current ROG allies, which you would expect with newer tech. Um, but that was it. There's been leaks and stuff now. Pre-orders supposedly start in August. Is coming out this year, they said. With Hollow Knight will be there around the launch, so you'll be able to play Hollow Knight on it. They made sure to make that a big thing. So yeah, I guess it's just a wait and see.
Fantasy Critic is happy.
With what?
My Fantasy Critic is happy. Hollow Knight Silk Song.
No.
Coming out this year.
Yeah, there was European retailer supposedly. The white ROG Ally will be $5.99 European, and the Ally X Black, which is the higher end version, will be $8.99 European. So roughly, I mean, that's $1,000 hardware. You would imagine. Plus, with how things are going now, again at those changes, we just talked about it to death with the Switch 2 pricing, what that's like coming in. Like this is point out, it's like this is the premium thing for people who are in the know, want to be on top of the newest new tech. So I mean, it sucks.
No, it's an Yeah, it's an avenue in, but it's still like a niche product, just like other stuff like VR stuff was too. And it's still expensive to get that type of tech in the hand. But dude, the Switch is great. We know NVIDIA has some tech and some DLSS stuff going on just natively, right? And making it run all well. But like it's getting there. So like the idea of what they're doing and what they're showcasing with the handheld, I'm down for. Yeah, dude, if it had native console games and it was basically a portable Xbox, 100% it'd be like, whoa, should I consider getting this sooner than I think, right? Like that's awesome, but it's not that. So it's not, unfortunately, not something I'm looking towards getting right now. But the idea of what it can do, playing your Xbox library and then holding that Xbox button and you can hop over to your Steam stuff, your Epic stuff. I know access your Discord, so you're in a game chat with people. Like if that works well and the UI works, all of a sudden the ecosystem they have for you to experience your stuff becomes easy, and you're like, oh, why wouldn't I play that here? Oh, damn, look at my friend showing, like that looks awesome. Why wouldn't I play it here? I think that's what they have to solve. Why right now everyone's like, why would I do this? I need to not question why. I just need to be like, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be rely a lot on kind of word of mouth because I feel a lot of that higher end how this works, why it's a better thing, like that's kind of harder to market generally. But at the same time, like I
I
don't think
feel like for this, they don't care though. I feel like this is just part one. This is just an
yeah,
option. This is just a step, right? So I think marketing this is exactly what it is.
yeah,
I just more think the long term, what they're doing is really cool. But yeah, once they can get a handheld that can be comparable to what the Series S to what the Series X is, like if they can get a handheld like that, hell yeah, man. And the Switch 2 gives me hope for that, but it's going to take them some more time.
no, I agree with that. I don't think like again, first thing, this being people who want this know they want it, like they're marketing this towards them. It's not going to be a casual pickup for people, so they're not going to spend the extra time trying to get that message across, so to speak. It's not going to be
Now,
next
it
year's
would
Switch
be
2 trailers on YouTube. Like,
no, no, no. No, it's going to be a niche thing. It would be awesome though if we both got one and we'd be able to like test the use cases from Los Angeles and middle of nowhere Midwest. So, ROG Ally X, ROG Asus, if you're looking for people,
yeah. I'm just
mention
saying,
us.
Microsoft, your second biggest campus in the U.S. is 4 hours away on the other side of the state. I'm right here. Hit me up.
Go hold a boombox outside the campus.
Someone make me give
Now,
me a Rock Ally song so I can just play.
give me a ROG Ally, please.
Perfect. That's all I need. Just that on repeat.
And it's just on loop.
Yeah.
That's all you get. You gotta clip it out and loop it yourself.
I'll either get the cops
Yeah.
called on me or I'll get a piece of hardware. Or both.
The hardware is the handcuffs, my friend. All right. Anyways, yeah. So we'll see. I get people's disappointment because we all want the Xbox Switch. We all want that, right? That's right there. So they got to get it right. They got to take some time, focus on the platform, whatever. I'm happy as an Xbox gamer with where we're at. So more of the same is okay.
I'm happy I won't need to worry about shoving out hundreds of dollars later this year that I wasn't planning for because this will be an easy pass
Yeah,
for
I
me.
didn't.
Not looking unless you want to test it. I'll try, but
Yeah. I got a Steam library.
I got 3 games on Steam.
You played other things on
And a
Steam,
whole
right?
bunch of demos on Steam thanks to this past week in Steam Next Fest. Something I didn't think I'd be jumping into. I'm not a PC guy. We all know this. This shit sucks. I hate downloading stuff on my PC. But there were some games I saw, I enjoyed, I loved, and I would love to tell you about them, Kyle.
Please do, because I played Zero Steam Next Fest. You mentioned it at some point, and I was like, oh man, I gotta look. I looked, and I just didn't spend much time. So please enlighten me. What did you hop into?
So, 2 main contenders here for my Steam Next Fest. First one, which I need to look more into because I saw Kind of Funny did a podcast on it specifically. Like people are talking about it now. I have not had time, so these are purely like my own thoughts alone. But I messaged you after my first playthrough, which bit me in the ass. I messed up. I finished off the first playthrough of the demo on stream. I was like, I'm gonna finish this later. came back on stream, I had like 4 minutes left. I was right at the end, so I started up. I'm like, oh, okay, well, screw me. But that game is Hell Is Us. Um, this has been, I believe, PlayStation showcases the past year or so coming out. And dare I say, Kyle, I think I'm in love with a Souls like, which is wild for me to say. Um, this game, I said it when I played it the first time. If this hits the right crowd and everything they're setting up in the demo and kind of teeing up to be gameplay mechanics and the story hits and lore hits and like the ending's good, I think this could be like this generation's BioShock.
If the whole game ends up being good,
If it,
this game could be really
that's what I'm
good.
saying. Like, it sounds
No, I
dumb,
know what you're
but
saying though. It's just as you list it out though, it's
yeah,
like, so if the game is just
game's
good, it's
good.
gonna be a good game.
Game's good.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, this is a semi-open world. Again, Souls like exploration puzzle social game. You are a retired peace officer going to his home country that has been essentially war torn, and people don't go there. They openly tell you like this is a nowhere zone. This is you do not go, you do not enter. It's just as hard to get out as going in. Um Trying to find your parents, essentially. That's the base story you're given. And it really throws you to the open as far as that. There is no real mini map, which again, something I did not think I would like. It hinges a lot on remembering communications and NPCs you talk to. There's not a usual quest list, which if you're Souls game, you're used to that. Like you kind of remember things to go back and do, but it does it in a way that kind of feels like a point and click adventure. So you come across the first NPC and he tells you about his kids. He had 4 kids. The 3 of them are dead. You passed the graves on the way in, so you noticed it already. But he wants to meet the first one, or like see if the last one's alive, excuse me. And that's it. Like it just kind of ends. Later on, you come to the conclusion, you find the child as he is, and like that's essentially it of the quest. You're not given a reward, but if you remember to go back and talk to the guy who you found 20-30 minutes ago off the beaten path, you may get an extra reward for it. But other than that, it's just kind of lore building in everything going on. Um, when I first talked to him, you either get a chat option and there's a trade option, and I was like, oh, so this is I immediately was like, this is a shopkeeper. I'm gonna buy a potion or whatever. And you hit trade and it just brings up an empty square with your inventory that's empty. And I'm like, what? And then I picked up an item and I went back and did it again and it had that item and I was like, oh, when it means trade, it doesn't mean like a transaction for resources. That is quite literally like you can trade this key item for more information, or it may open up more dialogue options with what it revolves around or the area you're in. So like that could be really cool as far as opening up more information on what the hell's going on. Uh Further in, you get to a soldier injured next to dungeon entrance. Essentially, he's like, hey, the captain is deep down there. He has the keys for this vehicle next to it that you eventually get. It's kind of your transportation between different key zones in the game. You go down and these weird white creatures appear. You've seen in the trailer, they got kind of like vortex empty holes for heads. Their bodies are disfigured. They move very much like Silent Hill creatures, very offsetting. And a woman appears, takes it out, dies by a second one, and you immediately, goofy as hell, peace soldier you are, run over, loot her body, get in her full gear, you take her sword, and you're just immediately a badass because you picked up a sword. That's how this thing works. And it's just full on Dark Souls combat. You have heavy attack, light attack, counter, dodge roll. Um, but your stamina meter is tied to your health. So if you take damage on your health, your stamina meter will only be 3/4 of the way full, halfway full, quarter way full, depending where your health is. So it really relies on staying as healthy as you can, which I think ties into the main reason I gel with it so much. When you beat an enemy, it drops essentially just health resources. You can just hit right bumper and you suck them all up, heal yourself up a certain amount based off each battle. it's not going to be full. It's not going to be detrimental to where you feel like you're can't die, but it's kind of giving you a constant surge boost after each battle to continue going, so you're not feeling like, oh, I need to stop and save. I need to go back and find healing items. I need to do this and that to continue. It kind of naturally propels you forward, which I super enjoyed. Uh, you get a little drone that follows you around that also helps with combat, so you can send him off to stun an enemy on the side if there's multiple around. Whole upgrade trees for him. There's the sword you start with. I picked up 2 axes, so you're like a Viking stance going in, quick slashing people. Um, there's just a lot as far as how the combat unravels that I was super surprised by, because I was expecting, I was like, oh fuck, this is Souls, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. And like, no, it's you go in, you get the health, you kill whatever, go on to the next group, you're fine. I was very surprised by that. Um, a lot of Resident Evil style puzzles where you saw earlier in the video here, there's 2 empty spots for plaques essentially that aren't anywhere near you. Both of them are like 20 minutes later. So it's like, again, you could pick these up, and if you want to go back and put the time in, you can unlock that door, see what's behind there, do a puzzle, but it's not forcing you to kind of be brick walled as far as progression goes. So super neat. I've been rambling. I love it though. I'm excited to jump in and do more. There's a bunch of upgrades, like enhancements to your weapons that I unlocked, but I never got far enough to use them, I think. Because it's like your weapon's not strong enough to equip this upgrade, but that's not tied into a weapon level system. Where like after I used the axe enough, it was a natural like your axe is level 2 now. But that's a different level that the upgrade for the enhancement to it. It's a weird system that I did the entire demo. There wasn't really a spot where it kind of explained it to you, but super neat. It ends off. You get to area outside of the town where your father supposedly is. People know him because he was a blacksmith or a woodsmith. Uh, and you walk up on just this like there's a giant crane bulldozer thing sitting next to a giant hole, and you walk up, and there's just like thousands of dead bodies just dumped in this grave, and on the side it's one person like crying over them, wondering if one of them is their son, I believe it was. And it's kind of like the last thing, it's like, do you want to go help if their son is alive? And then you walk forward and it ends the demo, but I'm like, so obviously you're gonna find something later, come back, did they give you an item, did they tell you what happened with this gravesite? Like, it's a natural exploration and lore dump. And that's why I said, if the story hits, if the way they're building it up with the side quest hits, like, it could be awesome. It's dope. I'm super in.
Hmm. That's awesome. Yeah, watching it, like I see the Souls like, but then it also definitely looks way more combat or not combat action heavy and such, kind of based on what you're saying. That's cool. Wouldn't have guessed this would have like hit you in this way. Do we have a date for this? And then are you planning on like is this because of the demo? Is this an instant buy day one? You want to hop in?
As
Play
of
it?
now, yeah, it is out September 4th, PlayStation 5,
Oh, okay.
Windows, and Xbox Series XS. So wherever you want to play.
Well, Marathon comes out around there, so actually we're gonna be playing that.
Yeah, or is anyone going to be playing that? Uh,
You shut your mouth.
yeah. And
I don't know
again,
why I'm a marathon apologist.
no, it how I feel about the Switch, like it surprised me more so than anything with everything it was doing. I'm like, things I don't like, but it does in a way that gels, and I was super into. So
That's awesome.
yeah, check
Yeah,
it
this
out.
was the reveal trailer looked awesome. So it's cool that it got one of us at least. I haven't tried it, so I could always fall into it, but cool.
Uh,
So what else have you played?
second one here is a given for me that I was going to like it, but they also had a demo for Neon Abyss 2, uh, which first one I wrote about it back when the site was up when I was doing that. I've done TikToks about it. Was one of my most surprising finds on Game Pass entirely. Um, 2D roguelike side scroller, which again I don't really gel with. Like Hades was it for roguelikes for me. I'm not super into the genre. It becomes a weird thing of you need to min max this build for the best runs and the best output and stuff. But Neon Abyss is so wild in the variety of weapons and enemies and upgrades that none of that really matters. You could do 10, 20 runs where you don't run into the same weapon twice, which is something I super like because every time it's, oh, it's new thing, new thing. And the weapons are so diversive of what they are. But if you're watching video, super neon, as the name implies, aesthetic, fighting robot electric demons and bosses based off of pop culture. There's a boss that's like the god of trading cards, and there's like three just blatant rip off Yu-Gi-Oh cards on the screen, and they flip over and they flip back again. He pops out of one or the other, and that's where he takes damage on. There's one that's like a god of emojis that's like just bouncing random emojis around the screen, and you have to take them out in certain orders. Like just goofy. But they've done a lot to double down on kind of what the first game established. Like I said, with the weapons, a lot of variety, way more so than the first one, where it was kind of this is a laser gun and this one does a charge shot after the fourth shot, but this one does two lasers. There's one that's just straight up the Leviathan axe, where you can chuck it, and while it's stuck in a wall, you get like
I was just on
it was
stream.
just on stream. You chuck it, and when it's stuck in a wall, you get like fire gloves essentially to do close melee, and then you can recall it back, and it actually has a bar on the bottom of the screen to get like a perfect recall on it.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, that's called Ragnarok.
Yeah, there you go. Yin Yang
That's cool.
Sword is one I used majority. Um, it's based off of the egg system, where you can find eggs in chests, and they eventually hatch into little creatures that give you health buffs, bonus damage, whatever. But the more eggs you have, the more blades it shoots out. So when you swing the sword, it arches out like 3, 4, 5 blades in either an upward or downward zone, depending on, I mean, yin yang, one goes up, one goes down. If you hit an enemy with both, it does bonus damage. And at one point, I had like 30 eggs following me before they hatched, and it was like 7 swords just filling the screen. It's just a hectic, fun time. Um, the eggs, too, they've changed. Like I said, they gave you passive buffs in the first one. This one now, they don't really do a lot until you get 4 or 5. And then when you get a certain amount of them, they evolve into a bigger creature. So if you get 3 red ones and 2 blue ones, they'll turn into a clown that shakes the screen around as it laughs and kind of like stuns enemies, or whatever it is. There's is so much when you go to the glossary of the different unlockables and things you can find in the game. It's just scrolling pages of weapons and items and just everything, which I'm super down with. It's again, it's not feel like you're locked into certain builds, locked into certain play styles. Everyone can be a winning run essentially if you play right, avoid right. Like you're not locked into X, Y, or Z sort of play styles. And I believe this is also
Yeah.
out this year. I believe it is
So,
coming to Game Pass
July
too.
17th.
Oh, there you go. Next month.
I think it was I just looked it up. So it's July something. I'm pretty sure it's 17th, but yeah, next month for sure. Cool.
And
I was gonna say
multiplayer.
oh sick, that makes sense.
Four
Looking
player
at
co-op
it.
multiplayer they added. So
Oh yeah, that's
absolutely.
chaotic. That's fun. um yeah, that's cool. Like with roguelites, there's always that moment of all right, I didn't get the thing I wanted. So much in Hades. I'm like, I don't like this one. Like that's not all right. This run, I'm gonna go as far, but I don't think I'm gonna win, and I don't win, right? It's cool if at least you're feeling like, no matter what, I feel I can progress. I feel like I have an opportunity. I feel like I have a chance to beat this or get far. Hell yeah, that's what you need in roguelites. I didn't see anything about Game Pass. If it does, that's awesome. I'll look a little closer though, because I was wondering.
Let's say I think the first one's still there. Like it was one of the first editions when they started Game Pass, and it's just been there since. Like that's why kind of why I jumped into it to start. But I'm like, damn, this is really dope. Music's banger. Music too. They went full overboard on the soundtrack this time. First one was kind of one note. It changed based off level. But this one, it's like this is a jazz beat, but still like techno dance. So this one's kind of a more fast metal thing. So just across the board, everything you would have wanted them to upgrade in a sequel, it's here. It runs great, looks good. So
Yeah, I'm seeing nothing for Neon Abyss 2 on Game Pass, which honestly is kind of, that makes sense. Put the first one in there, leave it, have the second one come out. Maybe eventually it'll hop in, but super cool.
Good. That's my time on Steam. Again, do I become a PC guy? I'm getting a bonus here next paycheck. I'm like, do I upgrade my PC finally? Just buy a new PC? Fully move downstairs to hermit up with games?
Wow. Oh, you have decisions. We've talked a little bit on Discord, your stuff. That'll be exciting.
The times are changing.
Future proofing. Times are changing. Still have an Xbox.
And a Switch too.
And a Switch too.
Still good. I love this thing still. And we did a video on your channel talking about it already. But just again, like, what a console. I'm having such a blast going back to old stuff. I beat Final Fantasy 1 this week. I jumped back into Breath of the Wild. I only did the first Divine Beast when the Switch 1 came out, and I never came back. And I'm like all in again. I beat the second one. I'm on to the third one again. I'm like, I'm in. Like, I'm a Switch guy now.
That's so funny. I am in the same spot in Tears of the Kingdom. I only did one of the, or I was right at one of the regional phenomenons, which is like the same thing you're talking about. There's like 4 in each zone, right? But yeah, I was right at one of them. So like same concept, just a different game. But I've done 2 of them now because I'm like, hell yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah. But I've played a lot and a chunk of Hyrule Warriors. Went back to that. Got this when it came out years ago. Put 8 hours into it apparently. This game fucking slaps, and it's not framey. It works well. This game's sick. First thing I loaded into, because I'm like mid-save, I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You take control of one of the divine beasts, and I'm flying around, and it's like an airship, and I'm like shooting like enemies. Like the objective is you have to get 3,000 kills. I'm like, hell yeah! But I'm like controlling the giant bird. I'm like, this is dope. It got me so excited for another one of these, Age of Imprisonment, later this year for the Switch 2. I need something to play on the Switch 2. Hell yeah. But yeah, I played a lot of this. It runs well. I saw Gene Park talk about it, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. I got to put this in. Lost it. Couldn't find my cart for it. Wife finally found it. So nice. It's been fun to play that. Other than that, I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart. Still can't get mirror mode. I just streamed before this. I just need to get Peach coins, I think. And then I should unlock mirror mode. So I'm right there. I just have not done a lot of that stuff in free roam.
Single player free roam, which boo.
I haven't even played that much free roam in general. So especially getting Peach coins, have not. I think I have 2 at the most.
I think I'm at 2 or 3. I'm surprised by the P-switches though, which on the Nintendo Today thing, like leading up to the launch, they would post a video of them doing one, and every one they posted was like the most basic point A to point B, and like actually doing them in a game, like some of these things are hard. Like I'm here doing multiple runs trying to nail down grinds and when to jump, and I was like, I'm impressed.
Yeah, yeah. Some of those, I like the P switches. I think it's weird because we've talked about it one place, but not on this show much, right? Like the open world could have more. Like I haven't done a lot of it, but I'm only going to hop into it to unlock mirror mode, and I just don't see myself running around that world for fun. But other than that, what a great game, Mario Kart. Do you think it's well worth being $80? Do you think that is even like a necessary conversation? Because it's just kind of the standard now, right? Like, where are you at with this conversation? Because I feel like that's like the biggest thing you can talk about with Mario Kart.
Yeah, it's hard because again, it is their first open world thing with a game like this. Like obviously Zelda and Mario and stuff, but like putting it in the kart formula and how they present the open world. And we tried giving you stuff to do like P switches and coins, but when you do them, you just get a sticker that you put on your cart but can never tell it's actually there. There's some carts I can't even see them in general. I'm like, the main core game, solid. Online, solid. Grand Prix, Knockout Tour, solid. Yeah, 80 I'm fine with. I got the bundle, so 50 for me, whatever, but it'll be interesting later on how much they kind of dip into that. Because you said it was a standard, but then Donkey Kong is out next month for 70 still. So it's like,
Yeah.
what's the deciding thing of? And I think they said it's like the effort and work we put in, but I'm like, that's so subjective to each team and how big the team is and what they're doing and how long they've been doing it. Because then you have the other
Yeah.
hand, they just announced that new Splatoon game on Nintendo today. Like that's how they announced it. I'm like, so is that going to be a large $80 thing when you just kind of threw it out of nowhere, or is that going to be a smaller 40, 50, 60, $70 thing? Like, it's weird Nintendo.
Yeah, there's still a lot of questions with that stuff. The Donkey Kong, yeah, it's hard to say that's the standard. I guess I'm more accounting like Xbox making the jump up there with Outer Worlds. 2K is going to be close behind them. They made the jump to 70 very quickly. So jumping from 60 to 80 for Mario Kart, yeah, is huge. But I think the game coming out at 70 to 80 right now is understandable. So it's weird, but I think the more questions are on what they're doing with their other games, with especially Donkey Kong being cheaper. It's like, is that really $10 less of value? Are we going to feel that? Are we going to think that? Right? Like, how is that metric going on their side? It's fascinating, but I think Mario Kart is worth it. Especially with what it is. Are you expecting a single player behemoth game that you can pour hundreds of hours into and have variety of different tasks and challenges to do? And no, like that's not the game it is. It's a Mario Kart, but you love Mario Kart. This is a fucking solid ass Mario Kart.
The thing that could change it for me is when they start doing DLC and the pricing on that. Because if it is a $80 higher price thing and the DLC is like 25, whatever, $20, like that's where I'm like, that feels kind of wild.
You would assume that it's just included in NSO, right?
You would hope.
Or I think that's the expectation. I think the hope is it's free because hey, $80. This is why it's $80. We're gonna drop everything for free from now on. So all of our players can, because can you imagine how if they add new maps in the multiplayer, how is that going to balance who has access to what maps if you add new stuff? So I can see them just doing a flat out it's 80 because we are going to support this for free for X amount of years with X amount of tracks and characters. I think that's the hope. The expectation is it's in NSO.
Yeah, that would be the best. I was trying to find here. I saw someone post earlier that it was like $8 or $9 or something for like Yoshi skins or something in Mario Kart 8. If I remember, let me find.
So interesting. I didn't even know that was a thing you could do.
So, the Legend of Zelda Mario 8 pack was $8 alone for just the character, the cart, and the map. And Tanuki Mario and Cat Peach, but then they had the bundle that had the Excite Bike stage later, and if you got the bundle, that was 12. So that's $12 for 2 maps and 3 characters. So it's Nintendo navigating how to do online. Essentially, we talked about it on the episode on your show. Like,
yeah,
where they land, how they take fan reaction to it, yet to be seen. But I'll say you brought up Outer Worlds 2. I'm more surprised that that's 80 compared to Mario Kart. Like, I'm more okay spending 80 on Mario Kart than Outer Worlds 2. But that's me.
You don't have the game. You don't have it. It's
based off the first one, though. But yeah, I don't know.
That's fair. It's fair. Yeah, no, I obviously Xbox is trying to set the standard, and I think they're what they've done the past couple months. I mean, I'm like, quality should be there with this game, right? I didn't watch we like casually watched the Outer World Direct, but I did not really pay much attention to it because I'm already on board. I don't really need to know much more. I like the surprise aspect of it there. But like, I mean, I could totally see like it being justifiable that it jumps up the $10 from the 70 norm, right? Which jumped up from the 60. It sucks, but like we just haven't seen price increases. So
yeah,
it's a mix, but yet to be seen, of course. Still, 80's a lot.
I would say TikToks on Outer Worlds 2 after the fact have done more for me than the entire like post-show showcase they did for it. Like some of the TikToks I see the people like breaking down information of that, like that sounds dope. Like there's
yeah, them explaining it.
yeah. They're like, And just one thing without like kind of spoilers, but there's a perk you get for being like you run faster when sneaking and you're extra quiet, like super stealth.
Oh yeah.
But because you do that so much, if you stand up, your knees crack and like alerts people to where you're at. I'm like, that's funny as hell. Like that's the stuff that like that's cool. And I want that to be showcased more than how they did.
Yeah, and that's an expansion of the flaws system, which was in the first one, which was like, whatever. But it's like give more payoff with more unique like trade-offs and all that stuff. Like that's really cool. So yeah, more exploring more of what made Outer Worlds unique to me. You know, that's what it sounds like they're doing. So I'm on board. And yeah, if you invested this much time and effort and production into it, and you threw some extra Microsoft weight behind it to make sure it's really good and polished, I don't think anyone's going to care that it's 80, especially if it lands with the Obsidian narrative stuff, which I hope it does more so than Avowed, because Avowed was very kind of section and like cool. Still enjoyed it, but would love a kind of a different feel for Outer Worlds.
To end us off here, Kyle, earlier today, I'm out mowing my lawn. I get a notification that interrupts my music in my earbud. Take a look at my phone, and you sent me a message. Please tee us up for this, because I was very
totally forgot about it.
What?
Well, it's Father. Well, I mean, it's definitely we should have done this at the beginning when we talked about Father's Day, but I forgot my own question. I wanted to ask.
Bringing it around.
Bringing it around, baby. But it's Father's Day, so who are your top video game daddies? Papas in the video games for you.
Which caught me so off
guard. The top daddies. That catch you off guard.
I was like, oh, that's not the message I was expecting. It's up there with the random, I just beat Chelsea Green in Mario Kart.
That was a fun one, yeah. Yeah. That's a fun sentence and message I get to send and say.
It's a good question, though. There's a lot of ways to take it. Do you take it actual fathers? Do you take it as daddies?
Exactly. You could be either one. You could have multiple answers. You have one?
I got a cop-out answer that's funny for the memes.
Oh, do it. Yeah, let's hear it.
The daddies. Your lustful TikTok fan castings of things. You got Date Everything coming out in 2 months. Every single person in that game, daddy, mommy, daddy, whatever you want them to be, they're in there. Honorable mention, my boy, Bottles the Mole from Banjo-Kazooie. You don't even know this man has a family till the start of the second game, where he immediately dies. And then, like, 30 minutes later, you show up at his house, and his kids are dancing around asking where their dad is, because Great.
I love that was your answer.
That's just one. I got 3 actual ones. That's the good one.
Oh my God, I love you. You can't.
I got ready.
You're so caught off guard, but you had answers.
I had time to think when I was finished mowing.
That's fair.
For good parental figure daddy, I got Pokemon Ruby Sapphire, Norman. The 5th gym leader is the player character's dad, which is like a good life lesson growing up. He doesn't want to fight you as you're just starting off. Go learn, go out on your own adventure, come back when you're ready for me to challenge you as a father. Great. Okay. Just a great
That's
look
good.
At this man. He got a nice red jacket, super great hair already. But he's your 5th gym leader. Okay. And then the last one that just fits in the daddy category that Date Everything did. My boy, the one, the only Kazuma Kiryu from Yakuza. The man is a fighter. He'll stand up for you. He doesn't have kids in the game, but let me tell you, he hangs out in an orphanage taking care of the orphan kids. That's his father figure. He's out doing karaoke.
Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. As soon as you said hit and you changed the image on stream, the first thing was like age 17, and I was like, you chose a 17-year-old as your last daddy, and then he ages up, and that's fine. It's fine. People grow. It's fine. But it was just funny, like him, and it was like, oh, okay, and then it's like, oh, he's aging up. Okay.
He's got the look. He'll take you out for some baseball. He'll take you out for some karaoke. Again, hanging out with the orphan kids. He's just got it all. The nice, strong, deep Japanese voice, brawling in the streets. Perfect.
Good one.
I came prepared.
A
I
good
had
one.
videos. I had.
No. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you are running the production, so yeah, it makes sense that you have video. That's good. Wow, you really, yeah, I like it. I like it. I mean, for me, I got Sid and Clive from Final Fantasy as like two daddy ones, daddies. It's still my only Final Fantasy too, and the deep V's on those men, it's absurd,
With the voices
absurdly
behind
awesome.
them. Good.
Exactly, right. Uh, but then for me, Kratos from God of War is one of those daddies that, wow, what a journey. I've only played the new ones, 2016 and Ragnarok and the DLC, but that journey from 16 to Ragnarok, father just like, oh shit, that's crazy. And now I played it before I had a kid, but that's looking back, it's like, wow, that's what a journey too. But then playing Valhalla, the DLC, the roguelite mode that they added, where you go in and he's straight up dealing with his past, his own self, his that he regret, that he can't. Damn, dude, that shit hits. I was tearing up at the end of it. Just the whole story too of God, like we got to be better. Like we can do the same stuff. We could be the same thing. We got to be better. Like, and that just simple doesn't matter. Get over your shit. Whatever. Be better. And then yeah, just man, what a daddy.
What a daddy.
Honorable mention, Joel. You lose one, you find another kid. Congrats. That's a daddy right there.
Just picking up kids left and right. That's. I was trying to avoid like, because I knew like those were the main two. I'm like, those are ones. In my head, I was like, Bioshock, Big Daddies. It's in the name. They're protective as shit. Like I'd have to go a little weird for it.
Yeah. Waluigi is another good daddy. Man, his thigh gap, the stance he has in Mario Kart World.
He's ready.
Dude, he's ready for anything. And as a father, you got to be ready for anything.
Perfect.
Good daddies right there.
Good daddies. That will end us off on this episode of the download queue. I love it. Kyle, still streaming every day in June. Almost caught you last night. I thought you were skipping out on us. Or else.
No, yeah, still streaming every night, every day. So that's exciting. Today is June 15th. So we're halfway through the month, everybody. We did it. 15 for 15, which is crazy. We got more to go though. So having fun with it. Sometimes it's a very last minute stream. It was 30 minutes before, but I'm sticking through with it. Last night we talked about the Final Fantasy Magic cards. Don't know how to play. Still, getting sets. Do I love Final Fantasy 7? Haven't played it. Have I only played Final Fantasy 16? Yes. How many cards from Final Fantasy 16 are in here? 2. But that's not. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn, Jaco.
That's why I bought a pack yesterday, actually, when I was out of town. It was like one singular pack with the hopes of getting something cool Final Fantasy X related. Not a one. Not a one. It's like,
there's a lot of Final Fantasy X in this.
Not in my pack I got.
Well, in the starter deck. I just bought the starter set. Me and my wife are going to learn. We didn't already have the Lord of the Rings one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to keep streaming. So a variety of games. Altars still coming up, more Mario Kart. But yeah, I'll be back every day on Kyle the Do, twitch.tv.
Here. Also, over on Kyle the Do on YouTube, we did what essentially turned into a whole extra bonus episode this week, talking about things Switch 2. Launch night, initial impressions, games, online, the future, every possible thing you could think or want from a whole console review, so to say, after a week. It's there, so go check that out. It's good. Proud of it. Yeah, I'm just streaming. Maybe do some more Steam Next Fest. Maybe do some more Neon Abyss before Steam Next Fest ends, which I think is tomorrow, if I remember right. So I'm looking. We were talking on Discord. I think I'm going to break down and get a capture card to start doing more stuff. Or just get a PC. I don't know yet. There's so many options, so many variables, and I am indecisive as hell.
Yeah.
But
buy a PC with a capture card in it. Go full on. Yeah, there's different capture cards. I have one that's just like external. It's just right here.
Yeah.
Then there's some that actually plug into a PCI slot on your PC.
Oh, that changes everything. We'll
like expensive though.
Till next time. Again, this episode live Monday morning on the 16th. YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, all the cool places you want to find audio, ear listening, whole things. I don't know. Find us on YouTube, Twitch, Blue Sky, Reddit. We've got the Reddit page going. I'm posting on there, doing updates on videos. And Threads is the other place. We're everywhere. Follow us. Share us love. We want you to hang out with us, play games. Community night and Mario Kart. We can't do that without you people. Till next time, happy gaming. Peace.
Bye.